Hi class, today I will be reviewing the book Mrs. Piggle-Wiggle's Magic by Betty MacDonald. And I have always loved these books, there's a lot of them, and they talk about a community of families and kids who always turn to Mrs. Piggle-Wiggle for help when things go wrong. And it took me a little bit of time to figure out what to classify this book as, and from what I can gather, I have classified it as a traditional literature folk tale, specifically a magic or a wonder tale. And the reason it's a little bit hard to figure out is because this book seems almost realistic. The kids, they're just going to school, they're doing their homework, they're doing things kids always do. But then there's this random lady in their town who uses magic. So I think that's why it best fits into the magic and wonder folktale genre. I also think it fits into that genre because the book is very entertaining, but it's also meant to educate. Also, it has strong moral suggestions. A lot of the kids have problems with, there's, for example, the thought you setters who never hear what anyone's saying correctly. There's the never want to go to schooler, or the heedless breaker. And all those kids, they're dealing with common problems, and there are a lot of just basic morals in it about kids and how parents deal with raising kids right. Also in this book, the magic of Mrs. Piggle-Wiggle is used kind of as punishment and healing. I'm going to read a little quote from the story in here about the heedless breaker. It's a kid who just isn't paying attention to where he's going and breaks everything all the time. So here we're going to see where his mom, Mrs. Rogers, is trying to figure out what to do about her son who breaks everything. Her daughter, sorry, excuse me. When Mrs. Piggle-Wiggle heard about Sharon's heedlessness, she said, "Oh, I have just the thing for that. It's a magic powder, which you sprinkle in a heedless breaker's bed. The magic powder is absorbed during the night, and the next morning, when Miss Heedless Breaker gets out of bed, she will find that she can only move very, very, very slowly. I'll send you enough for 2 days, which should do the trick. Let's see. This Thursday, I'll send the powder over. Let's see. This is Thursday. I'll send the powder over tomorrow afternoon. Goodbye, Mrs. Rogers, and don't worry." Just like in that story and most of the other stories, Mrs. Piggle-Wiggle sends a simple cure, she calls them. And it's usually a little powder or some sort of medicine that the parents can give to their kids that helps the kids recognize that how they're behaving isn't right. And I love these stories. I think there's 4 or 5 in each of the books, and they're just really fun to read. They're a little bit old school now, but I think it's a lot of fun for the kids and perhaps even more fun for the parents to go through and maybe wish they had Mrs. Piggle-Wiggle living in their neighborhood. So if you have a kid who is a heedless breaker and running reckless all over your house, or if you have a kid who does not want to go to school, or if you are the parent of a thought you setter, I highly recommend Mrs. Piggle-Wiggle's Cures, and I hope you enjoy reading. Have a great day. Bye.